Have you ever noticed how a single, simple touch can change the entire energy between you and a man? It can spark a connection, build insane attraction, and communicate what words sometimes can't. But which specific touches actually drive men wild? Stay until the end, because number 1 is a secret weapon you probably haven't thought of. Number 10. The forearm grab. Let's start with number 10, the forearm grab. This is one of the most accessible and easy to initiate touches on the list, perfect for earlier stages of dating or in casual social settings. The execution is simple, but the impact is significant. Imagine you're in the middle of a conversation, and he says something that genuinely makes you laugh, or perhaps he shares an interesting point, and you want to emphasize your agreement. That is your moment. Reach out and place your hand around his forearm, giving it a brief, firm, and intentional squeeze. The key here is that it's not a clingy hold. It's a punctuation mark in your physical dialogue. It lasts for just a second or two, long enough to be felt, but short enough to leave him wanting more. It should feel spontaneous, like an unconscious reaction to your engagement with him. So, why does such a simple gesture work so well? The forearm grab is powerful because it's a touch of active emphasis. It physically demonstrates that you are fully present in the interaction with him. You aren't just passively listening. You are so engaged that you're physically reacting to his words. For a man, this is a huge validator. It signals that he is captivating you, that his humor is landing, or that his insights are valued. This touch bypasses the ears and goes straight to the nervous system, creating a micro-moment of connection that feels incredibly genuine because it is genuine. It's not a calculated move, but rather an embodied expression of your interest and attention in that very moment. It makes him feel heard, interesting, and connected to you on a deeper level than just words can achieve. Number 9. The hand on the lower back. Now, let's move to number 9, which is the hand on the lower back. This touch operates on a completely different, more intimate frequency than the forearm grab. We are moving from the territory of friendly engagement into the realm of subtle possession and protective guidance. The small of the back is a highly sensitive and personal zone, making this a distinctly more couple-oriented gesture. The howdo is about delivering a warm, steady, and reassuring pressure with your entire palm. You aren't pushing or pulling aggressively. You are simply placing your hand there as a point of contact. Classic scenarios include gently guiding him through a crowded room as you both navigate a busy street, or while standing close together in a queue. It's a touch that says, "I am here with you." The psychology behind why this touch is so potent is multifaceted. On one hand, it's a subtly protective and possessive gesture. In a social setting, it non-verbally communicates to others that you are together, creating a small, intimate bubble that excludes everyone else. For him, this can trigger a deep-seated sense of partnership and pride. On the other hand, and perhaps more importantly, it's a profoundly reassuring touch. The lower back is a vulnerable area, and placing your hand there is an act of claiming that vulnerability in a caring way. It's a gesture that conveys trust and a sense of us against the world, even if the world is just a crowded coffee shop. This touch doesn't demand anything. Instead, it offers a silent message of solidarity and connection, making him feel both chosen and protected in your presence. Number 8. The fix his collar / preening touch. Landing at number 8 is a touch that speaks a silent language of care and intimate observation, the act of fixing his collar or preening him. This gesture is deceptively simple in its execution, but profoundly deep in its meaning. It occurs in a moment of closeness, perhaps before you walk out the door together or when you notice a stray thread on his shoulder. You reach up and use your fingertips to gently straighten his collar, smooth his tie, or carefully brush away a speck of lint. The movement is deliberate yet tender, focused on the small details of his appearance that others might overlook. It is not a critical correction, but a loving adjustment, an act of polishing someone you already see as precious. The reason this touch resonates so powerfully with the male psyche is that it taps into a fundamental human need, the desire to be cared for. On a primal level, this gesture is a form of social grooming, an activity that, in the animal kingdom, strengthens bonds and builds trust. For a man, it translates into a feeling of being looked after and valued. It signals that you are paying close attention to him, not just in a general sense, but in the minute details of his presentation to the world. This moves beyond the realm of romantic attraction and into the territory of partnership. It's what we often call a wifey gesture, an action that implies a deep, nurturing investment in his well-being and a quiet pride in being by his side. It makes him feel both protected and admired, creating a safe, intimate bubble where he can feel both like your protector and, in that moment, protected by you. This subtle act of service through touch communicates a profound message. I see you, I care about the details of your life, and I am here to support you in ways both big and small. Number 7. The squeeze in the car. Let's talk about a uniquely powerful and often overlooked moment of connection. The squeeze in the car. The context here is everything. When he is driving, he is in a specific headspace, a role often associated with focus, responsibility, and a subtle form of the provider or protector archetype. He is tasked with safely navigating you both, a role that, while mundane, carries an undercurrent of care. This is your opportunity to acknowledge that energy in the simplest way possible. The execution is straightforward. While he's driving, perhaps during a comfortable silence or when he's just handled a tricky bit of traffic, you simply reach over and place your hand on his upper thigh or his shoulder, giving it a warm, reassuring squeeze. It's crucial that this gesture is brief and genuine, lasting just a few seconds before you naturally retract your hand. It shouldn't be a distraction, but a punctuation. The reason this touch is so effective is because it's a nonverbal thank you that speaks directly to his sense of purpose in that moment. You are not asking for anything. You are simply offering a gesture of appreciation for his role. It's a way of saying, I see your effort, I feel safe with you, and I'm happy to be here with you. This acknowledgement is profoundly validating. In a world where men's contributions can often go unspoken, this small, physical thank you resonates deeply. It transforms a routine activity into a shared experience, reinforcing the team dynamic between you and making him feel valued and capable, not for any grand achievement, but for the simple, everyday act of taking care of you. Number 6. The playful shoulder nudge. Now, let's lighten the mood with number 6, the playful shoulder nudge. This touch is all about fun and camaraderie, and it's one of the most effective ways to build a connection that feels both romantic and friendly. Imagine you're sitting side by side at a bar, on a park bench, or even on the couch. He tells a joke, teases you lightly, or says something a little bit cheeky. Your response is a light, fun, and deliberate bump of your shoulder against his. It's not aggressive or hard. It's a physical wink. It's the physical equivalent of rolling your eyes with a smile or saying, "Oh, you," without any real annoyance. The magic of the shoulder nudge lies in its ability to foster a deep sense of playfulness and partnership. This is the kind of touch you share with your best friend. It's free from pressure and full of affection. By incorporating this into your dynamic, you are blending the thrill of romantic attraction with the comfort and ease of a true friendship. This is incredibly attractive to a man because it signals that you are not just a romantic partner, but someone he can genuinely have a good time with. It tells him that you're on the same team, that you get his sense of humor, and that you feel comfortable enough to be silly with him. This touch builds a foundation of joy and lightheartedness that is essential for any lasting, resilient relationship. Number 5. The hand on the back of the neck. We are now moving into a zone of profound intimacy with number 5. The hand on the back of the neck. This is not a casual or playful touch for public display. This is a quiet, intimate gesture reserved for moments of deep connection and vulnerability. The nape of the neck is one of the most vulnerable and nerve-rich areas on the human body. It houses the brainstem, an ancient and instinctual part of our anatomy, and we are inherently protective of it. To touch someone here is a significant act of trust. The how-to for this gesture is defined by its delicacy. It's not a grip or a massage. It is the gentle, almost fleeting placement of your fingertips or the back of your hand against the hairline at the base of his skull. This might happen during a slow dance, a tight hug hello, or goodbye, or while you're lying together in quiet closeness. It is absolutely crucial to gauge his comfort level with this, as it can be an intensely sensitive gesture. The reason this touch is so powerful and lands at number 5 is precisely because of the vulnerability it accesses. Allowing someone to touch your neck is a primal sign of trust, and you initiating that touch communicates a deep level of comfort and intimacy with him. You are touching him in a place he is hardwired to protect, and by accepting your touch, he is letting his guard down in a profound way. This gesture says, "I see your vulnerability, and I will meet it with care and affection." It is a silent conversation of trust and safety that transcends words. It doesn't seek to arouse in an overt way, but to connect on a foundational, almost primal level, making him feel truly seen and safe in your presence in a way few other touches can achieve. Number 4. The lingering hand hold. At number 4, we have a classic gesture that, when done with intention, is transformed into something profoundly intimate: the lingering hand hold. This goes far beyond the automatic, sometimes absent-minded way we might hold hands while walking. This is about turning a passive connection into an active conversation. The technique is in the subtle details. When your hands are linked, don't let yours be lifeless. Instead, interlace your fingers more deliberately and give a slow, gentle squeeze. You can use your thumb to make a soft, stroking motion across the back of his hand. It's a small, almost imperceptible movement to an onlooker, but to him, it's a clear and distinct signal. The key is in the linger. It's a conscious choice to maintain and enhance the connection for those few extra seconds. This works because it elevates the gesture from mere habit to mindful communication. The standard handhold says, "We are together." The lingering, intentional handhold says, "I am choosing you right here in this moment, and I am actively feeling our connection." In a world full of distractions, this tiny, focused act of attention is incredibly powerful. It pulls him out of his own thoughts and back into the shared space between you. It's a nonverbal check-in, a reaffirmation of your bond that doesn't require any words. This touch makes him feel consciously chosen and valued, not just as a partner in general, but specifically in that quiet, everyday moment. Number 3. The knee/thigh touch while seated. Coming in at number 3 is a masterclass in creating intimate, secret connections in plain sight. The knee or thigh touch while seated. This is a touch for moments when you are across a restaurant table, sitting side by side on a couch with friends, or in any other social setting where more overt displays of affection might not feel appropriate. The execution is all about naturalness and context. You might place your hand on his knee as you lean in to listen intently to a story he's telling, or you might let your hand rest on his upper thigh for a few moments as you laugh together. It's not a grab or a suggestive stroke. It's a warm, steady, and grounding point of contact. The power of this touch lies in its beautiful contradiction. It is both discreet and intensely intimate. In a public setting, it creates a private, secret world that only the two of you share. while the rest of the conversation flows around you. This small point of contact is a silent line of direct communication between you. It's a way of saying, even in this crowd, my focus is on you. This creates a powerful sense of us against the world that is profoundly bonding. It's a touch that builds conspiracy and alliance, making him feel like he is your confidant and partner in crime, deepening the sense of exclusive connection that is at the heart of any strong romantic relationship. Number 2. The head/neck nuzzle. Securing the number 2 spot is a touch that represents the pinnacle of comfort and affectionate surrender. The head and neck nuzzle. This isn't a touch for the early stages of dating. This is the language of deep, established intimacy. Picture a quiet moment on the couch, watching a movie, or simply enjoying a peaceful silence together. You snuggle in close, tucking your head into the space between his head and shoulder, and perhaps you follow it with a soft, almost subconscious nuzzle or a gentle kiss on his neck or collarbone. The motion is slow, tender, and utterly without agenda. It is not a prelude to anything else. It is a complete and fulfilling gesture in and of itself. This touch is so potent because it is the physical embodiment of trust and contentment. To nuzzle is to let your guard down completely. It is a gesture of pure, unadulterated affection that seeks nothing in return but the closeness itself. For a man, this is incredibly attractive because it signals a level of comfort and safety with him that is irreplaceable. You are not trying to be sexy or impressive. You are simply being loving and at peace in his arms. This communicates to him that he is your sanctuary, that in his presence, you can fully relax and be your most vulnerable self. This deep, nonverbal expression of trust and satisfaction makes him feel like a true protector and partner, fulfilling a fundamental desire to be your source of comfort and safety. Number 1. The surprise kiss on the cheek. And now, the number 1 touch men can't resist. The surprise kiss on the cheek. This is the ultimate secret weapon because of its pure, spontaneous nature. The context is critical. He is engaged in a completely mundane, non-romantic task. He's washing dishes, focused on his laptop, or fixing something in the garage. He is in his own world, not expecting any interaction. This is when you approach him, not to ask for anything or to interrupt, but simply to deliver a soft, unexpected kiss on his cheek. The how-do is defined by its genuineness. There is no fanfare, no asking for attention. You simply offer the gesture as you pass by, a brief and tender interruption to his routine, and then continue on your way. This touch takes the top spot because it is the purest form of unrequested affection. It is given freely, with no agenda and no expectation of anything in return. It's not a prelude to romance. It's not a reward for good behavior, and it's not part of a scheduled routine. It is a gift, plain and simple. This makes a man feel truly seen and appreciated for just being. In that moment, he is not the provider or the problem solver. He is simply the man you adore, and you felt a sudden wave of affection for him for no other reason than that he exists in your life. This kind of unconditional, spontaneous appreciation is the most powerful connector of all. It tells him that your affection for him is a constant, background reality in your life, one that bubbles up to the surface in the most ordinary moments, making him feel cherished in a way that is both profound and utterly genuine. So, there you have it. From the simple forearm grab to the surprise kiss that takes the top spot, you now have a toolkit of powerful ways to build a deeper, more magnetic connection. But remember, the real magic starts with you. These aren't robotic steps to follow, but ways to express the confidence and attraction you already feel. Now, I want to hear from you. This conversation is just getting started. Head down to the comments and tell me, which one of these touches are you most excited to try out first? Or maybe you have one of your own, What's a touch from a partner that just drives you wild? Share your stories, and let's learn from each other down below. If you found this helpful, and you're ready to keep leveling up your confidence and connection, then make sure you're part of our community. Hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. We're building something amazing here, and I don't want you to miss out. And speaking of not missing out, in our next video, we're diving into something just as powerful as touch: words. We'll be breaking down the 5 phrases men love to hear more than even "I love you." Trust me, you won't want to miss this one. Thank you so much for watching and for investing in your own journey. Remember, the most irresistible thing you bring to any relationship is your authentic self. You've got this. I'll see you in the next one.